YouTube, once again, I'm back. It's your man in black. All right, so here's the thing. Been asked for some more videos, so I'm trying to stay up with it. As you can see, it's a lot of work trying to keep up with business and family life and YouTube videos and all that sort of stuff. But as promised, I told you I'd get back to you with other things. By popular request, apparently I need to make a lot of videos, so there's going to be some more coming as time goes on. But anyway, this one is about the interview. Now, why is it, and I'm a straightforward person, so I'm going to keep it like it is. Why is it, especially amongst us minorities, that a lot of us just don't know how to take an interview, don't know how to do an interview, don't know how to dress up or show up to an interview, any of that stuff. They just, I don't know. Not everybody, so don't get me wrong. Don't send all kind of hate mail and stuff, because there's white people who don't know how to do it too. But I'm just saying, in general, most schools don't teach you how to do this. I took it for granted because I was raised in an entrepreneur family with people who were self-made. So I've been doing it. I'm the first person at my college to get a double A plus in taking interview. But that wasn't even until I was already in college. Like, I made a decision to go to college to even get there. So anyway, long story short, we're going to bring you how to do the interview. Ready? All right. So first things first, you should have an awesome resume. All right. Apparently, I'm gonna have to make make one of these about how to do a resume too, because I've seen some of these people's resumes out here. Man, from when I've hired people to working for other people to hire people, friends of friends, just wow, bad. So I'm gonna make another one. I'm gonna make a note of that right now. But that being said, let's jump right into it. So, all right, you should have a good resume. If you don't have a good resume, this is not going to exactly help. It's going to help, but it ain't going to be the the deciding factor. I mean, your resume is not. It gets you in the door. Okay, so this should be part two, but it's technically part one. Yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, so the first thing you should do is make sure you're dressed right. Okay, no baggy pants, unless you go to something that's industry specific, where you can wear baggy pants or a torn shirt or the classic whatever kind of shirt or whatever else. Then yes, if you go to Harley, you don't necessarily have to have suit and tie, business casual. But I would still go in a suit and tie just to make sure, unless the interviewer tells you you don't have to wear that come business casual. So to back up, let's start with this. When you get the interview, ask, what's the attire? Professional, suit and tie, casual, or business casual. Now, business casual, nice shirt, collared shirt, dark pants, tan or gray pants, nice shoes like you're going to church, which brings me into my next part of this. Make sure that your hair is done. If you got some gray in your hair, dye it if you want to. If not, do it. Men, you should be shaved. I know everyone's wearing the beards now, so at least if you're going to have the beard and you're not working in like the kitchen or something like that, shave it up. Make sure it looks real nice. Not like mine right now because this is a scruff and I work for myself. Make sure it's nice edge. Get your kitchen done. Make sure your linings is looking right. Eyebrows are did. Don't come in there looking all messed up like you just got done drinking or hanging out the night before. Refreshing yourself. So I'm gonna go through a lot of stuff, kind of quick because this can take a long time to really master. So if you want additional help or critiquing, go to my website, www.jamesclovett.com, and go to our services, and we can talk about, price, time, whatever else we can, get you up to speed, go a little bit more in depth. But, all right, so you're looking good. You got good shoes. You should have on black socks, matching your dark outfit. Try not to wear big, popular, blinding, trendy colors and earrings and hoops and crazy rings and chains and stuff, because you don't know. And here's the biggest thing about all this I'm going to tell you. You don't know who it's going to offend. Somebody in there might not like Allah or Odin or whatever it is you believe in. All that stuff should be left outside. This is a cleansed moment where you're coming in there completely neutral. Now, when you get in there, you can figure out what's good, what to wear, what not to wear. You may not be able to wear any of that stuff at all. So these are things you should ask. What's your code on religion and this and that, and facial hair. So ask all these questions if you can before the interview. You should be also sending a follow-up letter or email, some kind of contact, thanking them for taking their time to interview you. It goes a long way. There's been times where I've gotten jobs where I probably wouldn't have gotten them just because I was thorough and did a follow-up check, and I did send a thank you letter and whatever else. So all right. So now, key things. You look good. You should smell good too. So make sure you're bathed and clean. Your breath ain't funky. You ain't got any boogers hanging. Your belt's on right. You don't know BO. I mean, make sure you look good. I mean, like you're going to church. See, some people, your priest or your pastor, your whatever, even if they're not maybe looking professional, you don't necessarily need to worry about them. You just have to be on your point. And the art of the interview. Let me throw this in here. They might smell. I've been on some interviews where the interviewer smelled, and you let it go. Yeah, just let it go. You just worry about you, okay? Make sure you don't stink. And try not to, ladies, yeah, you can get away with some perfume, like really light though and stuff. Make sure it's not overwhelming. Guys, you can do the same, but as I was always instructed, it's better to come with no odor. Just be clean and have on deodorant, because that perfume or that cologne you're wearing might have been the last person's fiance who just dumped them, and now you're wearing vanilla fog or whatever else, and they're thinking all about their ex and trying to take you seriously. So just keep that in mind. All right, so now you're getting ready to go. And some of these aren't going to necessarily be in the exact order that they should be. Sorry, just getting some updates here on one of my website accounts here. Apologize. I'm not going to take up too much time. Just want to do that. All right, so anyway, biggest thing, Google the location. See what it looks like on Google Streets. Make sure it's actually not somebody's backyard, garage, basement, torture dungeon thing, okay? Because I've gone on some of those and was really disappointed when I got there, but I'm still alive and didn't get anything, nothing happened bad, you know what I mean? So like, especially ladies, be careful out there. Guys, yeah, people get guys too. Nothing happened with me. I'm just saying I've gone to some shady looking places only to turn right around and go home, because not everything's always on the up and up. So before you even go out there, Google that location, see what you're actually working with. Plus, this will tell you what to expect when you get there and where exactly you should arrive. It'll then also show you, what you should know, is the length of time it's going to take for you to get from your house to there. I recommend driving the day before at the same time you would go on an interview, just to pass by that place, make sure everything's on the up and up, see how long it takes you in drive time with traffic, goods and bads and others, and that way you know what you're going to get into when you're on your way there. Next, you should make sure that you have multiple copies of your resume. Okay, various styles of your resume if you need to. One for Harley, one for jamesclovett.com, one for Google, whatever it is, because each place is going to want a different variation of your resume geared towards what you're doing. So like if you do sweeping and you're applying to Harley for a management position, they're not going to want to see, your cleaning stuff. So if you've got other jobs, that you can put on your resume that are suited towards what you're going for, make sure you've got that resume for those people, not just a one size, everything fits all. You can, but I would try to gear it towards that. Having been an employer and whatnot, that's kind of what we look for. We want to make sure that you're the person that has got experience on this area. Make sure your car is running right. Make sure your car is looking as good as possible. Make sure it looks clean. It's, inside and out. You don't know who's going to be walking by your car. You don't know if they're going to come out and talk to you later on. If you can borrow someone's car or take an Uber, or, whatever else, do that. Because sometimes if you got a who ride out there and they come out and see that, they shouldn't not hire you because of that, but they just might. Like, ooh, this person's broke and this car is raggedy. So just make sure everything looks as good as possible. I mean, you want the best from them. They want the best from you. And let's just be honest. Some people who knows what they're thinking. You just have to play this as professional as possible. Where you park, make sure you park somewhere, not way in the back, up front, so you can be seen. Unless your car is really raggedy, that's all you can do, then yeah, park way in the back, so they can't really see your car. Can't hear it start up. So do what you got to do. If it means parking on a block, park it on a block. In your car, you should have a pack full of, aspirin, Tylenol, clean change of underwear, socks, toilet paper, lotion, fingernail clippers. Because if your fingernails aren't cut and all of a sudden you're sitting there in your car and you're like, oh, and they're dirty too, and you got nothing, you're going to end up taking off that pen and cleaning out your fingernails while you're sitting there. But if you've got a pack with all this stuff in the back, you can just put on a little dab of makeup over that pimple that you didn't see, or, cut your nails, clean them out because you got a towel in there, you got a little thing of water, maybe you're nervous, you need some water, you need aspirin, you got an upset stomach, you need some Tums. It's happened to me, so all of a sudden you got to go out to the car and you pull out your pack, you're good to go. So have a backup pack in your in the back of your trunk. You never know who you're going to meet. All these people that could be washing the windows, outside shoveling, sweeping, mopping. I've met owners who do their own stuff like this, who dress down before the interviews just to see how you're going to respond or react to them. So make sure you're nice to everybody. Make sure you're cool with everybody. Wear a smile. As soon as you get out of that car, put a smile on. Smile. I'm happy. I'm ready to go. I'm ready for this job. I'm eager. I'm excited. Hey, how are you? Be really nice to everybody because you never know who you're running into. Arrive early. Bare minimum, 10 to 15 minutes early. I don't care if you sit in your car for 5 minutes and you now have 10 or 12 minutes before you go into the interview and your regular job too. Always 10 minutes, 15 minutes early because you never know if your car might have a flat or something might happen, low error or whatever. You need that extra time. Okay, and some places make it mandatory. You need to be there and clock in or at least be there ahead of time. So just get in the habit of it. Get to that interview 15 minutes early because then you can see who's also interviewing, all that kind of stuff. Like even, you don't know who's like watching. The owner could be saying, oh, well, if they come to this interview barely on time or late, that's how they're going to be. So just do it. Just get there early. It's not, not a big thing. Okay, so when you sit down at the person's desk, make sure that you wait for them to sit down. You walk in with them. They stand, you stand, they sit, then you sit. Okay, it's a sign of respect. Some people don't even know this. Women should do it too. Also, when you go to give them a handshake, you introduce yourself. Make sure it's a firm handshake, not a limp fish, weak octopus thing. Okay, they want to make sure this is a firm, confident candidate. If they offer you water or soda or something like that, it's okay to say yes, but make sure if you're going to put it down, you don't just put it on their desk or you just grab the candy. Ask them, is it okay if I set this here? If not, I can just put it on the floor right over here. Could I have a piece of candy? Oh, yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. Okay, and have one, crumple it up, put it in your pocket. Don't put it back on the desk or ask, oh, where's your garbage? When the timing is right. Don't just interrupt them. All right, so like I said, always smile, be confident, make good conversation. Ask them for a business card, no matter what. Do you have a business card? Because this way now you've got, you can take that card and put it into your portfolio. And like me, where's mine? I could show you my portfolio. It's kind of lengthy from all the stuff I've done, but I have awards from Salesman of the Year, Salesman of the Month, New Business Owner, when I used to model, when I was a part of prepaid legal. All this stuff I have in there that shows that, hey, I'm a top candidate, okay, which is why 99% of the time I get the job, okay? You want to have all that stuff in there and a list of cards because then you can show them that, hey, people, you've got contacts, you're social, you're one of those people, all right? So have that stuff, get that stuff. Ask them questions at the end. If there's a time in there where they're like, hey, do you have any questions before we go on? Ask all those questions now. The longer you can stay in that interview and talk, the more they're going to remember you as an educated, interesting individual. Put interesting things on your resume. If you're not sure about something, ask. Don't sit there and just be like, I don't really know. Because you know what? They're thinking this person can come prepared. At least if you don't have an answer, say, that's a very good question. I've never been asked that one before, so can I take a moment to think about it? Yeah, they're no, answer now. No, they're going to give you time. because they want to see. Then if you're still not sure, you know what? I've never been presented with that. It's a great question, but in that, I'm just not prepared to answer that question. So if I had to just give you something, this would be the best I could do in this moment's notice. Fair enough. Or they'll ask you, what are your worst qualities? My people who read lips know what I said. Yeah, I hated that question. I try not to ask that question even when I'm doing interviews, but what are your worst qualities? You know what? I was always told, you tell them, I'm a perfectionist. I don't like to put a job down until it's done. Well, what do you mean? That's a good thing. No, because sometimes I get so focused on one job that I should jump over to the other job. That's kind of a catch-22. They could look at it as kind of a bad thing because you can't switch easily between. But then you tell them, but it's something I've been working on, and it's just because I like to make sure a job is well done before moving on to the next one. But if that's something you need me to do, I'm fully capable of doing that. Well played. Well played. All right. Or think of something clever, but go in there with questions you can ask yourself that are like that and practice. Negotiating pay. If they ask you, well, what do you think you're worth? Throw it back to them. Well, the ad online said between $45,000 and $55,000. I'm coming in here with experience, but I'm also not the most perfected person in the position. So we'd have to meet somewhere in the middle, which $50,000 is where I believe we should start negotiating. Well, it's up from there. All right. Well, with these skills that I have, blah, 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 I believe that I'm worth between $50,000 and $53,000. You can plus or minus a little bit in there, but at least now you're not starting out at the bottom. You've killed all that because they wouldn't have had you in here if you were worth just the bottom. And keep in mind, if they're paying you $50,000, they need to generate at least $50,000 to make it worthwhile to keep you. So you're really probably worth at least $75,000 to $100,000 to them, and they're taking a $50,000 loss because they have to train you or deal with things that they don't know, unforeseen things that might come up. All right. Make sure that you thank them for the interview, thank them for their time, thank everybody on the way out, especially the secretary. Secretaries are the gatekeepers. If you're nice to them, these are people who will probably and hopefully will be signing your checks. Make sure that you keep, make them happy. If you can offer them some water, or if they need to get up and do something, you see that you can be helpful in that moment, take advantage of every little second you can to say hi or, bye or thank you or help them, make them smile, be polite. Don't tell any stupid jokes or dirty jokes or anything like that. Just keep it airy and, kind of comment, oh, how long have you been here? Very nice outfit you're wearing on. Like what you do with your hair. That's, it's cute. It's cute. And smile. Because when you smile, you're bringing out a higher tone. It sounds like you're more positive. Good morning, everybody. I'm glad everybody could make it today. Versus, good morning, everybody. I'm glad everybody can make it today. You don't sound confident and you're not engaging. Okay? So try to smile. I'm not saying hurt your face, but have a positive thought. Like, I've already got the job. This is just a formality. I'm just here, this is like the second interview. I just have to make sure everybody likes me now. Keep that in your mindset when you go on it. A follow-up call, a follow-up email, follow-up letter, whatever it is, make sure you do it. That might make you stand out more so than the next person. Make sure you thank them for their time. Get up, shake their hand firm once again. Tell them, I look forward to hearing from you. And then you walk out, take your time, but head out, go in your car. Don't just leave right away or, be like, well, whatever, look at the place, take a second, just to because people are watching. All those little things may not mean anything to you, but they mean something. Like, I see somebody looking outside of my business, they just left, like, oh, they're thinking about they really want to work here, they're trying to, size it up. Okay. So be the employee that they want to have. Be the person that they want to see. Do the follow-ups, do the thank yous. Drive off, and as soon as you get home, send them that information. It's huge. There's been 2 times years ago where I was not fully qualified for the jobs that I got, And I got one out of them just because I was so diligent with following up with these people. They were like, man, if you're this diligent and following up, like you would be a great employee. And the only reason why I didn't get the job is because there's a guy out there who had a family, and at the time I didn't. And he was laid off, and he really needed to work more than I did because I was a young, brash individual who could go out and just get another job at that moment's notice, and he already had the experience. Otherwise, he said, I would have hired you. And this was for, at the time, $70,000 job, and the average person was making $30,000 or whatever. So these things, all these little things add up and can help you get the job. So if you want the job, do these things. If you want a little bit more help or like over the phone or whatever else, we're set up to be able to take PayPal, and we've got the Cash App. So send us $20, whatever it is, $25 for half hour, whatever. We can negotiate that because everything's got a price. We can go over this stuff and kind of walk you through what you need to do, a little bit more in detail. We can work with you on your resume. Like I said, go to our site, jamesclovett.com, and go to our services. It's being built now, so be patient. And we'll be able to show you what other things we can do and provide. And from there, we wish you the best. So thanks for liking our video. Hit that bell, hit subscribe. We've got more things coming up your way. Not every video we're going to make is going to be what you want to hear or see, but if you wouldn't mind, still hit the like anyway, and go on to our next one. I'm going to put down all the years of experience between me, my mom and father, God rest their souls, best friends, cousins. I got people in the military. I got people who are in the Freemasons. I got people who do ancient societies with the city of Atlantis and the Mesopotamians, Phoenicians, pyramid stuff. So whatever else. Also, pass the word on shopping at James C Lovett. I appreciate it. Add us if you want, and we'll add you back, links and stuff. We're also going to have an affiliate section where you're going to be able to find, like, if you want a free trial of this, or if you want to try a new, whatever it is to make money, or we can help you. We will definitely have those things on our services site, So anyway, thanks much. It's getting nice outside, so let's go barbecue. All right. Have a good one. Good luck on your interview. Be confident, and best wishes. All right. Peace.